The Asian Financial Forum looks at the opportunities and challenges facing the region, and from the Hong Kong government, Casey Chan, who's the Secretary for Financial Services in the Treasury, joins us. Casey, the theme for the Asian Financial Forum is Asia reshaping the global agenda. Where does Hong Kong really sit where it comes to that challenge?
I think in the coming year, Asia will be entering a period of continued economic recovery. The financial market in Asia generally performed very well last year, and in the coming year, with the low interest rate environment globally, and we anticipate more global capital flows into our region. So how Asia would regulate our market and how our market will perform this year will be, I think, very high on the global agenda. And as far as Hong Kong is concerned, we are in the middle of Asia. We are benefiting tremendously from the global recovery as well as the Chinese economic recovery. The capital market here is very strong. We have seen a very busy year last year in IPOs. In the coming year, we may not have the same kind of IPO volume, but I think that we will be seeing a very busy capital market this year for Hong Kong.
But is the Hong Kong government going to re-look at management? Because the proposition for the economy is quite different in 2011 than last year in 2010.
In the last year, we were talking about a global recovery. In the coming year, we are now seeing the effect of a very strong recovery in Asia, in the sense that we have seen surging asset prices in our market. We are also seeing inflation rearing its head in our market. So you have these macroeconomic uncertainties, which does create a challenge for all the governments in Asia, managing this asset inflation and tackling inflation, because inflation would affect the livelihood of our people. It also may hurt the economic growth in our region if the inflation becomes a serious factor.
And indeed, you're going to be talking on that theme at the Asian Financial Forum. Inflation on the mainland certainly seems to be there, but so too does inflation because of quantitative easing in the United States. So where does Hong Kong really go from here where it comes to competitiveness on the one side and its well-being on the other?
Well, I think Hong Kong has always, had the experience of dealing with all these external factors, uncertainty in a global setting, capital inflows and outflows, inflation coming from neighboring regions. We have a long history of dealing with this. Hong Kong is a very small open economy. We cannot change the macroeconomic setting in which we are in. So what we can do to make sure that in our economic management, we have prudential management of our financial system. We do our best to make sure that our bank's lending is sound. We do not cause overly speculative activities in the asset market because of a loose regulatory policy. And then we try to really make use of the opportunity that we are in now to build our financial market, to attract more companies to use our platform, to manage their assets, to raise capital. So grow our economy, where we are strong at, deal with uncertainty, prudential management of our financial system. And then when inflation hits our economy, we may have to find some ways to take care of the lower income people who may be hurt by the inflation.
One recent feature has been the internationalization of the renminbi and the instruments that have been arising in Hong Kong related to the renminbi. How do you see Hong Kong really benefiting from that?
Well, the internationalization of RMB is a big story this coming year. With the large growth of RMB deposit that we saw last year, Hong Kong is poised to develop an offshore RMB market. Of course, how fast that will happen will depend very much on the market acceptance of RMB, as well as a policy coming from the central government. But I think the direction is very clear. Hong Kong will be building an offshore RMB market, and that would be diversifying our financial services industry in the sense that we will have new assets for people to invest in. Our banks would be performing trade settlement and clearing and bank lending in RMB. So this is a very important development in our financial market. And I think that will actually give us momentum for many years to come.
So do you think the internationalization of the renminbi, its effect on Hong Kong instruments, is going to be really a trend turner in the same way as the Pearl River Delta as an industrial base was a trend turner for Hong Kong several decades ago?
I think that description is a very good one. When I look at the internationalization of RMB, I consider that to be a new opening of China. You know, in the past, of course, China opened its economy in trade terms. Now we are seeing a gradual opening in the capital account in China. And Hong Kong will be providing that service to China by being a middleman, an intermediary between the international banks, international traders, and then the Chinese firms in the use of RMB, as well as the place where the RMB investment tools can be developed and offered to investors worldwide.
Some critics might say that Hong Kong is too reliant on the Chinese mainland for its economic development. But how would you answer that criticism?
I don't think that's true at all. I think we have been working very hard in internationalizing our financial market. Our stock market, is attractive to many companies worldwide as a capital raising platform. You might notice that we have the Russian companies, the Europeans, French companies, Brazilian companies coming to use our financial market for fundraising. And Hong Kong is a financial center for the Asia economy. So a lot of the Asian countries actually using Hong Kong as a financial platform. So I think that Hong Kong is truly in a way, Hong Kong is a really truly global center that is serving the global needs for many investors.
Well, you are a speaker at the Asian Financial Forum. What's your take on the Financial Forum as it's now become?
Well, the Asian Financial Forum was an idea that was supported by the government of Hong Kong, SAR, and then the TDC. I think we started this 4 years ago. At the time, it was a one-day event, and now it really becomes a very highly popular, highly visible forum. This year's program, I think is really strong. We have many concurrent sessions, very prominent people, and also we have very strong industry participants coming to our conference. And I think it really reflects the hard work of many people. Also reflects the importance of Asia, and reflects the position of Hong Kong as a place for people to gather and talk about the trend and opportunities in Asia.